Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this episode we are continuing with what we began with the last time when we spoke about rigid motions. If you've not watched that video yet, check the comment section and then you see the link to that video, and then we can move on. In this video we'll be breaking down the various rigid motions, the various forms of rigid motions, and present to you how they would also appear in our exams. So first of all, we are talking about reflection. The first form of reflection is reflection in the x-axis, also called reflection in the line y is equal to 0, or reflection using x as the mirror line. I'm presenting all of this to us so that in the case where we see this in our exams, we don't say, oh, I just know reflection in the x-axis, because sometimes not all examiners will present it to us this way. Some would say reflection in a line y is equal to 0, reflection using x as a mirror line. They are all saying the same thing. So when we have reflection using x as a mirror line, we have something like this. We'll have this, and we have a y-axis, negative y, we have our x, and the x-axis like this. If we have our image here, we are using the x-axis as our mirror line. We say reflections is a flip. So if we are using this as a mirror line, we realize that this is a pre-image, and then this is the image. Having this in mind, when this becomes our mirror, it's going to flip to this side. So our image is going to be here. And we know that this is a y, a negative, is positive, positive, and negative. So if that's the case, when we have positive values here, the y values at this side are going to be negative. Therefore, if we have x and y, x is going to map onto the x is going to be maintained, and then we would have a negative y, since the y values are going to fall to this side. So that's the first one we have to take note of. The second one is reflection in the y-axis, also called, I think you can guess that by now, reflection in the line x is equal to 0, also called reflection using the y-axis as a mirror line. And back to this place, if I'm going to use this, I would have this becomes my mirror line. This point becomes my mirror line. It's also called line x is equal to 0 because on this particular stretch of line from this origin to this point, there is no x value. It's completely y. So when it flips over, we would have something like this. Can have something like this. And if this is a positive y, this part is going to have negative values in the x. So if x maps to y as a pre-image, we would have our post-image going to be negative x and then y. So for example, if you should give me a set of coordinates like 2 and then 4, I would have negative 2 and then positive 4. The first one also, so let's try with the first one. I left that one out, but let's just come to it. If you give me 2 and then 4, I would have still maintain my 2, and have negative 4 for my y. So that's basically what it is. And the third one, of course, is reflection in the line y is equal to x. So simple. If y is equal to x, definitely x is also going to be equal to y. Therefore, if I have coordinates like x and then y, when I map this, I'm expected to have my y becomes an x. I would have an x here and then y here. So if you give me coordinates just like the first one, you give me 2 and 4. Let me use my red to signify that 2 and 4. I would have 4. So my x value has come here, and I'll have 4 and 2. Voila. So simple. And we could have reflection in line y is equal to negative x. The fourth one, reflection in the line y is equal to negative x. And if y is equal to negative x, indirectly, x will also be equal to negative y. So I have x and y will be mapping to negative x and y mapping to negative y and then negative x. Therefore, if you should give me coordinates like 2 and 4, that's going to map to negative 4 and then negative 2. So simple. Okay, the last one is kind of a little bit technical. I wouldn't prefer you memorizing formulas for this. I would want us to be a little bit conceptual. When we have line y reflecting in the line, y is called reflecting in line. So reflection in line y is equal to a. Would have something like this. Trying to draw something as fast as possible. Yeah, we have, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and negative 6, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, 4, negative 5, and then negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. If we have all of this, and we have plots, I think here. Okay, let's start from here. We have 3, and then we have another object along this line. So 2, 1. So 3, negative 4, 1, and then we have 1 along. I think let's plot something here. 4 and then 3 would have something like this. Okay, let's start from this point. So 2, negative 2, having another one here, 3, or let's say 4, negative 4, and then the last one here, it's 3, 4. That would have something like this. And if we have to reflect that as line, y is equal to a, where a in this sense is this line, where a is 1, it simply means that this guy is going to be our mirror line. And the rule of reflection is that so this is our pre-image, and we are looking for the next next value. If this is from here to here, which is the image distance, the object distance, or the pre-image distance, the pre-image distance is always going to be the same as the image or the post-image distance. So from here to here, that's just one box. It simply means our object should also, our image should also be landing here for this point. This other point moves, let me see, 1, 2, and then 3 to arrive here. So from here, we'll also move 1. So 1, 2, and then 3. Second point is going to be here. And then we'll have the other one from here. This is moving how many times? So 1, 2, 3 times. 3 times to arrive at the image. So let's pick it from here. 1. So right from here to would have 1, 2, and then 3. So our image will now look like this. It's not drawn to scale, so but I think that the concept is still well enshrined in there. So we have our pre-image and then our image right here. So these are basically the various forms of reflection that you should. These are basically the various forms of reflection you should be expecting in your exams. Thank you.